Council for Tuesday, March 27th, 2018. Sorry. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mr. Kenna.
President Drew Bell.
Here.
Mr. Conti.
Here.
Dr. Carpenter.
Right here.
Ms. Laba. Mr. McCarthy.
Here.
Mrs. Provenza.
Here.
Mr. Suchevich.
Here.
Mayor Recupero.
Here.
Mr. Pitch.
Here.
Okay, registered comments. Mrs. Okapinti and Mr. Ewing are not present. Council will now hear comments on agenda-related items. Please approach the podium and clearly state your name, address, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Okay, no comments from the public. Reports and correspondence, Mr. Kenna.
I actually do not have anything for this workshop.
Okay. Mayor Recupero.
A few things. The Doughboy, I'll have a price the next meeting. He had just opened up about 2 weeks ago, and he's trying to find us something without cutting it, you know, to order. But he said to give him another week, which I'll call him again Wednesday. I'll call him Friday. Easter egg hunt is this weekend at 11 o'clock here at the Borough Building. Raymond, do you have a problem bringing the truck down for that?
What day? Saturday.
Saturday, about 10:30. So the Easter Bunny could hop on there, show off the new truck.
I don't know if we can bring the new truck, because it's not, we don't have a title, we don't have it plated yet.
Okay.
We'll see what we can, because we still have like stuff getting mounted.
Okay, I mean, if you, it doesn't matter, I'll just use the police car, it doesn't, you know what I mean?
The other truck.
Yeah, I know, I just thought we'd show off the new truck.
See what I talked to Jerry this week, we're gonna try to get out and get that title, the plate, but it doesn't have a plate on it yet.
Okay.
But if you happen to get the plate, it'll be the new truck that brings the Easter Bunny. Okay?
Yeah, okay. Need a very short exec session, and I'd like to have Bob in there on emergency management, because him and I have been talking about that. And I talked to Matt on the sinkhole at Diamond Way. He can elaborate on that after. And also I talked to him about that, and there's always been a flagpole up at Cribbs Field, and I just realized the other day we don't have a flagpole up there. We need to get a flagpole up there.
Where'd it go?
It brought it out.
Where was it?
Right there in the corner where the tower was.
Okay.
That tower. And
Is that where it should go again, or should it go on the other corner where the steps
I think it
are?
nice right there.
Right there where the tower
I
is?
mean, we could discuss that, but yeah.
What about near the new scoreboard? Something when they put that scoreboard up.
That's an idea,
put it near
too.
the new scoreboard.
Yeah, that's an idea too. But we definitely need a flag up there. So Matt's he's going to work up some price, you know, look and see what's out there, and hopefully for the next meeting he could have an answer for us. The same way with Craig. He's working on it, and hopefully he'll have an answer for us at the end of the next meeting. Because when that company left, the telephone company left, or whatever it was that was there when they had the tire up, they were still under contract. And apparently they don't want to finish out the contract. So, I mean, there's some alternatives. Either you pay the full amount, or...
Craig's been actually fighting with them.
Yeah.
And I think we decided, because this is like a couple years old, that the amount of money it's going to cost us to fight them is probably more than we're going to get out of doing it. So I don't think that there's much that we're going to be able to get out of that contract.
You know what, a contract's a contract. You know, like I was talking to Craig yesterday. Maybe they can agree to some type of buyout. You know, I don't know. You know, X amount of dollars, and you know what, we'll let you out of the contract if you give us this amount. You know, but we'll see. He's gonna, you know, he'll have an update to see where we're going to be with that. And Oh, did you ever get in touch with Oakmont Water, Jerry, about those patches? It's
At Jones.
Jones and over by the Hula Bar.
I'll touch base with them again tomorrow and see. Should I talk to Jim about that?
Jim's away right now. You could call, I can give you a number to call another guy that's in charge right now.
The one on Jones is right across from Halo's, and there's actually 2 holes there.
2, okay.
That hydrant's still not fixed, is it?
No.
Nope.
And we really need to get on Oakmont Water, all utilities, I'm not just picking on them. They have, over by the cannon, there's 2 spots over there that they have cones out. I'm sure everybody's noticed that. You know, they don't come and say, hey, this is what the problem is, this is what we're gonna do, nothing. This is our time, it's not their time. They need to be responsible, and same way with the gas company too. They also need to be responsible and let us know, what's going on. And I got a couple other things, but I'm sure Janet will bring up, and Sandy will bring up too. But that's all I have at this time.
On that Jones Street, I talked to Matt. They sent a letter out to that corner house, the single one behind, that the sewer died tested. So I believe they responded yesterday or so, but I haven't looked at that yet.
Okay.
And make sure that was done.
Is that it, Dave?
I'm sorry.
Is that it?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, just a couple things here. I talked with Mr. Ewing today, and he asked that, I asked council if council would be willing to pitch in for new flags and flagpoles on the ARB East Railroad Center and South. The flags that they've had up there they've been there for 2 years now, and they're pretty worn out and ratty looking. And with the main road looking so nice, he was wondering if council would be willing to go halfers on flags and flagpoles for the new lights, the new telephone poles. Does anybody have a problem with that?
No, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea on the cost?
He actually sent me an email on that today. Let me pull this up here. You can go on and I'll come
Okay.
back to it.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
He talked about the Easter egg hunt, but David already shared that information, and also he was wondering, if there's anything the chamber can do for council. So, chamber's there to help us. Some other things here that I'm concerned about is the alley between Heron and First, between South and Poplar, right next to the school, between the school and the parking lot there. People speed up that. I mean, in the morning, it's dangerous when teachers are getting out of their cars and crossing over. And I was wondering if there's any way that we could put like a one-way sign there. Now, Poplar is also a one-way. It's a one-way down to Heron. And I don't know if we can have 2 one-ways, or can we change the one-way at Poplar to go up to First and have the one by the school going down to Heron? I don't know. Is that possible?
I would say it is possible, but I don't know if it'd be, I think it'd be smarter if we left Popular the way it is. Because the residents are already used to that.
I agree.
If anything, make the other one way the other way. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, so it would be a one-way going from Heron up to First?
Up to First, yes.
Okay, now, so that would have, like, the teachers who come in, park there, and there's
They would have to
designated,
go.
they would have to come down South, turn in Heron, and
Yeah.
then turn up.
Yes.
And the ones that are coming from Springdale, that area, they would have to basically go all the way around the block to get into the parking place.
But wouldn't it make more sense to have the one-way going from First Street down to Heron?
I would think so.
Rather than the opposite way, then they wouldn't have to go all the way around the block.
So you would have two streets going one way down to Heron. I mean, are we okay with that? I mean,
Is it a street or is it an alley?
it's an alley, I think. It's not, yeah. I mean, does anybody have any thoughts?
Teachers.
And people that drop off kids too, maybe they drop them off where the teachers park rather than...
In the front.
You know, interfering in front of the school too.
Right, right.
They just go straight down.
So is that...
What do you think, make
is that
both of them one-way going from First down to Heron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody?
I don't have a problem with
Is
it.
that okay?
Do
we need to make a motion on that?
no, maybe we should, just to be safe.
Okay, I'm making a motion that the alley between Heron and First, South and Poplar, become a one-way from First Street down to Heron.
Now second it.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Does that have to be advertised or anything like that? Or posted, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Maybe call Craig and tell him what we want to do just to make sure
Okay.
and go from there. And then David, you'll have to let the police, and we'll have to let police, fire, ambulance, everybody know, just so they know what it is.
Right.
Have to post it pretty good right away. And give some people some slack time
Oh, yeah.
to get used to it.
Oh, yeah, because the school year's already started here.
We can check.
So, yeah,
Craig,
okay.
Oakmont did one. And we'll check with Craig.
Okay.
But I know Oakmont did one, and for, I think, the first 2 months, they did a trial period.
Okay.
Yeah. So you still put the signs up and everything, but you see if it actually helps before making it a permanent change.
Right. Well, there's only like that much left to the school year,
I was just
so.
gonna say,
But I mean, like this might be a good time to give it a trial.
Yeah.
And then they know when they come back, this is the way it's gonna be. So, okay. The property on the corner of Third and Church where the tree came down, the dry branches were never picked up, and there's a lot of dryness there, and I'm just very concerned that somebody lights a match, it's gonna go up.
I will make sure that those are picked up. When you told me that story earlier, I kind of felt bad going and tearing their
Well,
clubhouse down.
Well, but the other concern here is, and initially the children were just playing there, no big deal, in and out, but like now they actually have tarps up and they're making themselves a little fort and everything, and I'm glad they're being creative and having fun, but now my concern is all those trees are so dry right there that I'm afraid one of them's gonna come down again, and it's just gonna come down on a kid.
What's
So I
the
don't know-
intersection?
The corner of 3rd Avenue and Church.
Third and Church.
Yeah. So I don't know, if we can do something about that.
Yeah,
There's-
they'll clean those up.
There's a lot of debris all over Church Street in that block from 3rd down to 2nd. I don't know, Mr. Steinhaus, those houses there, the duplexes and that, I mean, with their garbage cans right there, if they're not keeping their lids closed or whatever, but I'm getting complaints.
There's an awful lot of that right now. For
Okay.
some reason, I don't know if it was because of snow or not picking up, and I'm going to get to that
Okay.
when we come around.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of complaints on that. The only other thing is, cameras, we need to do something about cameras at cribs.
Absolutely.
David suggested Sam's Club, the
you know what, though, as
infrared.
I thought about that, they run off of electricity. It would be too complicated. We're gonna need a wireless.
They have wireless ones at Sam's Club.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know we got them all over the shop, and it was like $500 for, I think, 6 of them.
Okay,
And
who-
they're infrared, I mean, it's like daytime, the infrared.
They do have wireless ones there, Dave.
Who's knowledgeable enough here to be able to go out and purchase them, to be able to purchase the ones that we really need?
You'd have to, I guess, get actually, my son's electrician that he works with is the one that told him about them. And they're very clear.
He may be able to get them online cheaper,
Right. Yeah.
the number, because I think the ones at
Yeah, if we
Sam's
can
Club
get 'em.
only have 4.
I think you have to talk to an electrician you know, and tell them what we want. You know, we don't want to spend, you know, $20,000 on them. The Sam's ones, even if one breaks, you buy another, you know, I mean, his has been up there for 4 years, and he hasn't had any problems, knock on wood, with them. That's something to look into, but I think you'd have to talk to an electrician.
Okay.
Can you get us your electrician's name
Yeah.
and number, and maybe he'll be willing to work with us too on that, since he's got experience there?
Yeah.
I know we put a grant app in for some cameras. I'll reach back out to that company and get some more solid pricing information. There's nothing wrong with those cameras. Like you said, one breaks, you replace it on the
They're
cheap.
cheap, right.
I know they are more residential, light industrial type, so maybe we should look at a commercial camera as well. But I agree with you, we don't need to be spending $20,000 either.
Right.
I think they should be at all the parks, though. I think we should have something over here at the pavilion, and I think we should need something down at Riverside as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I had put out an email or text to all of the committee chairs requesting that you meet with your committees, develop a mission statement and responsibility checklist. I had put out a book probably 10 years ago. It had a purple cover on it. I cannot find my copy of it. And I've asked Bob, and there's nothing here in the office. So if the committee chairs could possibly get together with their committees, talk about a mission statement for that particular committee, what you see as the responsibilities in that committee, and have it, I mean, it's just a draft. It doesn't have to be anything professionally done. If you could get that to me by the April workshop, and then that way, I can start meeting with the chairs and going over those and seeing if we've left anything out. And the only other thing I wanted to talk about was the sewer lines, but Matt, are you going to talk about that? The company that's in town here?
Yeah, I'll touch on that, yeah.
Okey doke, so that's everything from me. So that.
The price on the flagpole and flags, the quote that he got was $860.36, and it looks like it actually is for 28 flags.
28 flags and flagpoles?
Yep, 28 flags and 28 6-foot flagpoles.
Okay.
Yeah, they're usually, they're
But they're only
probably
6
fiberglass.
foot. They're aluminum, white aluminum,
Okay, they're aluminum.
yeah.
Will they be the same flags that we have currently, or I had a resident suggest maybe like if there's any servicemen, and I know a lot of the communities have posted servicemen on their flags, you know, from different wars or currently, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's very popular. In fact, Patty and I, actually last year, and we never got together on that, we're talking about that, putting them up, or even leaving them up. You see that a lot. I don't know, I'm sure everybody's seen them on the poles. And actually, what they do is you buy them. Like I would buy my father, you know, and get a picture, and they would scan it, you know, and you put it up there. So in a sense that her and I was talking, the borough wouldn't pay anything for them. They would be, you know, we would find the cost of the mounting brackets and the flag and what it's going to cost to put the picture on there. And let's say if it's $65, you charge $65. You know, we're not here to make money. I think we're just here to honor vets from all wars, actually, you know, up until present, you know, but I would, you know, Patty and I were talking, you know, we'd probably start with like the World War II veterans first, then Korean, because they're very popular everywhere. But what he wants is the American flags.
Yeah, these are just 3x5 Valley Forge Coralex 2-ply sewn polyester American flags.
Yeah, those would go up like probably 3-4 times a year. You put them up.
Well, can we talk to Ewing and find out if they'd be interested in doing that?
Yeah.
And we could, you know, if somebody buys one, put them up and, you know, alternate them.
Right.
Jerry, would it be possible to get a price on black poles?
Yeah, I'm sure Kevin did this. I'm just reading from an email he sent.
Okey-doke. You're up, Matt.
The touch on what David said about the sinkhole issue, I talked to AJ. We're still in the process of reviewing the videos to see exactly where the problems are. AJ's gonna be diet testing a couple locations to see if that can clarify it more. But in the meantime, to get the road open, he's gonna go and dig out an area, probably about 5 foot by 5 foot, maybe 6 by 6, a couple feet deep, get a load of riprap and get it in there. That way it's larger stone and it's not washing that away. Get some 2A on top of it and some cold patch. That way we can get the road back open, and hopefully using the larger stone, it will remain in place and not sink again until we can figure out what's going on. It looks as if it might be some laterals breaking, which would not be our responsibility, but we want to confirm that before moving any further.
Is that the one right behind Rivertown?
Yes, and then the other one that is closer to the Eagles and the post office there. We know what's causing that. We're in the process of getting some quotes. Our main line actually has a pretty significant defect in it. We were hoping maybe we could do trenchless repair on it, but it's too far gone to do that, so we're gonna have to do a point repair. Getting back to the utility companies, the gas company did submit plans for replacing their line along Spruce and 2nd. They're staying out of the pavement and going up the sidewalk. We're still going to be requesting them to post a bond to replace all the sidewalk, a little bit of asphalt where they cross a road or something like that. So I have been in contact with them, and I'll be providing them the bond amount so they can provide that to us in case they don't repair it. We can go after them for it. And as Sandy said, the lining project is underway. It should be wrapped up by Thursday. We've had some minor issues with equipment problems, weather delaying them, so it has taken a little bit longer than anticipated. I believe we were going to discuss in a exec sesh possible things we can do better in the future with projects like this. Chris is in the audience here today. I met with him and the contractor at their house today. I can't speak for the day the lining was done. There's a very slight smell still left in the house, nothing more than what you would normally expect. We are a few days away from when his was lined, so I can suspect that it might have been more at that point. I did provide them with the contractor's insurance information because they're going to file a claim against the contractor to fumigate or do whatever remediations necessary. So.
It was only one house in Verona, not just the one house?
That's what I want to know, if you had any other.
My sister lives on 3rd Street, and I talked to her today. I actually went up there, and she said she had no residual smell in her house. Just when you open the door, you could smell it outside, but nothing came into her house. But that's just one house.
We haven't been able to live in our house since Friday, so that's my issue.
And where's your house, sir?
716 South Avenue.
And I can't speak for you and your wife. I know she has medical issues.
My sister was even there, and she got sick from the smell, so. And I don't appreciate the fact that you're saying it wasn't that bad of an odor. It's horrible.
Like I said, I wasn't there the day that they did it. I'm sure.
Today it's still bad. You cannot live in the house.
From what we exhibited today when we were in the house, it had a slight odor, but nothing that was overwhelming.
Well, the windows were open for 4 days prior to you coming today with the furnace fan running and no heat on for 4 days. So.
I live at the other end of 3rd, and I didn't have any odor in my house, and they also worked in the alley last week behind my house, and there was nothing there last week or this week. So I don't know. Do you have a trap in your house?
Yes, check the
traps, there's water in both traps.
Typically, using a product like this, if you get any smell, it's usually the day of. It's usually not that extreme. For some people, it can be an irritant, just because you're not used to smelling it, it's a different smell, so your nose picks up on it. It can cause headaches at sometimes, but typically within a few hours that smell goes away because the glue is dried. Like I said, I cannot speak for their situation because neither myself or a contractor was in the house the day of, so I don't know if it was worse or how bad it might have been to begin with. All I can go off of is what we exhibited today.
And you covered your toilets with towels and that, like the paper had said to do?
No, I did not. Covered the drains,
Okay.
but not the commodes.
Yeah, because I know my husband covered the toilets up with heavy towels or bath towels, and also poured buckets of water down the shower and down the sinks and down the toilet, flushed the toilets and everything before we knew they were going to start. So,
I mean, when you leave the house, and get in someone's car, they can smell it on us. One of our luggage, stuff like that, so I don't know why it's that bad, but it is that bad.
Yeah, we're not denying that that's the problem you're having. We haven't heard from anybody else, so we're kind of at a loss as to what we can do. That's why we wanted to give you the insurance company for the insurance for that company, so you can get in touch with them and try figuring out a resolution for the problem. Because we haven't had anybody else that has said anything like
It
that.
was that bad.
Yeah.
and Matt, they've been all through Verona?
Yeah, the only lines that they have left to do is on the church.
Church.
That they'll be finishing tomorrow and maybe half a day Thursday.
Okay.
Is this done right outside your house? You don't know?
I'm not sure, I wasn't home the day they did it, my wife was home.
Is that
In the alley, I believe.
Yeah, I think that wherever
Alley
the,
on- Yeah.
I believe his house flows to the alley between 3rd and 4th.
yeah, so wherever the manhole cover
Is
is.
they right by the manhole cover? Could that help or like cause that?
It shouldn't, because they vent outside the manhole while it's drying. I don't know if anyone has seen it around town, but it creates a pretty large stack of steam because they vent up into the air, so they don't vent into the system.
I was up there today and they were at 3rd and Church. They had that vent pipe up and there was steam blowing up. The pipe 8-10 feet high.
Yeah.
And it was
So
blowing
they try
out
to get it
all
up
that.
as high as they can. Unfortunately, on days like today, when it's raining and everything, it kind of keeps the steam low.
Yeah.
The steam itself can have a little bit of a smell too, but again, it's should only be temporary. So I mean, and like I said, I'm not denying your claims, but because it's an isolated incident, you'll have to contact the insurance company and work it out.
Is there any, like, way the borough or the firemen can do an air quality test, or do I have to get that from private?
Would you do that? Would the fire department do that? No?
There's nothing, we have we could just check to make sure, we have meters to check to make sure we have, like, no explosive levels or no
Carbon monoxide.
CO or
And
oxygen levels.
oxygen level. Yeah,
We can't
that's,
do an air test on that.
other than hiring a special company, that's about the only test I know of.
I
Just
wonder if the
testing
county
for
health department,
monoxide and
if the county health department has something that he could contact
Yeah, I
them.
did call the plumbing department, but I didn't get through, so.
I mean, just the county health department in general for air quality.
It's,
You know, like Matt said, you know, we're not saying that it's not there, else you wouldn't be here complaining. I'm sure it is, but you probably should call your homeowner's insurance also, let them kind of, you know,
We
fight it out
talked to
with
them, and
them.
they said it has to be with the Verona, the contractor's insurance.
But they won't help you go after their insurance company?
Well, they may.
That's what I was
We
getting
didn't get to
at.
that point yet.
Right.
Well, hopefully, if you call their insurance, they'll be able to help you out.
somebody out.
Hopefully, they'll get somebody here and do something for you. Sorry you're having that problem.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Keep us informed on that, because, I mean, it may happen in the future.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere else too, you know, throughout the time.
I'll talk to him. I just talked to her
And that's all I have.
Thanks, Matt. Mr. Conti?
Couple of things. We're having an issue with our street sweeper. I think AJ sent you a quote.
Yeah.
Everything that was not stainless steel on our street sweeper is now completely rotted and has to be replaced. And the cost of it right now is at $12,000.
I think it was closer to 13 or 14. I don't have that quote. I should have grabbed that quote.
So we have to decide what we want to do there. I think a new street sweeper is anywhere between 80 and 100,000. To repair this one is going to cost between 12 and 14,000. So as of right now, we don't have a street sweeper. We have to make a decision on what we want to do with that.
Is it the liner that's rotted out?
The liner, blower, there's something with the blower, there's pistons that are rotted out that make the bed go up and down. There's springs that are just, you can't even tell they're springs anymore. Everything that's not stainless steel is just completely
When
gone.
Verona bought their first one, we had the same problem. Over 10 years, the water lays in there and everything, and it just rotted away. Russell actually rebuilt the whole inside, but, it just continued to deteriorate. That's when we got this one, so.
And I can understand why we got this one, because the difference in cost of making everything stainless steel, we would have doubled the price of the street sweeper, and we wouldn't have been able to afford it. So we're kind of stuck there. But at some point coming up, we got to make a decision on what to do.
How old is this one?
Let's say the 90s.
I think it's early 2000s.
Yeah,
For some
I
reason,
think-
2003.
I think we were on when we got that. We were on council.
we were on council,
Then it
so.
was early.
So within 12 years, 10 years, however long 10 years we've been on. So it's been within 10 years.
Is there that $13,000 to $14,000 to repair it? Would any of that repairing be things replaced with stainless steel?
AJ didn't tell me that. I don't think that it would be, but I'll talk to him first thing tomorrow morning and find out. And if it's not, I'll get him to call and get a price on stainless steel stuff and see what it would cost.
A street sweeper at $80,000 to $100,000, is that a stainless steel one?
No. That's a problem. Oakmont got that real big one.
Yeah.
I think they got that through a grant. And I know that was every bit of $150,000 to $180,000.
That's stainless steel?
Yeah, that's stainless steel.
Does the COG have one that we can borrow temporarily?
Either that or we can get Tommy with a broom and a dustpan.
Like the old
Have them start on Church Street, okay?
I'll find out as much information as I can tomorrow, and I'll let everybody know what I find out.
Okay, thank you.
And then there's one more thing, well, a couple. Up at Cribs, they put the framework up for the scoreboard. They put conduit in the ground and trenched it over a little ways. They're going to get a trencher and trench from there over to the first telephone pole and put the conduit in. They're going to backfill it, and they'll do any restoration that has to be done. And then the scoreboard will be done, and we have to figure out, I'm hoping they have Musco coming because the lights were delivered. I thought they were going to be delivered pre-assembled. There's like 48 boxes over there. There's nothing assembled, so Musco's going to have to come over and help RAA get them mounted on the brackets so they're at the right angles. There's some type of laser, they said, when you put the lights on, you put them on a certain way. When you put them on the poles, you turn this laser on and turn the bracket until the laser hits home plate, and then the lights are perfectly placed. I guess they did a whole bunch of tests for how those poles are, how the field is, and they know exactly where the lights should go, so hopefully that'll all be good. As soon as possible with this rain, I don't know if it's possible immediately, but I'm going to get them to, as soon as possible, move the shed into that fenced-in area and get that closed off.
Don, when you're talking about they and them, that's RAA.
RAA.
Okay.
Well, we're going to move the shed because we have the backhoe. They don't have a backhoe to do that. You need the backhoe to move the shed.
Okay.
So our guys are going to move the shed over to there. Their RAA is going to do the trenching for the scoreboard and have that done. And then we have to, the next step will be RAA and Musco and whoever else wants to be involved to find out what's going on with it. Find out how the lights are gonna get put together, and then we'll go from there. But that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Anything from Dr. Carpenter?
Nancy, are you awake?
I forgot about her.
The only thing I have to say is that I have nothing to say because I'm too sick.
Okay.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm putting you back on mute.
Okay, Mr. McCarthy.
Still working with Jerry on getting the information together for the contract for the police. Fire chief gave me a copy of all the updated stuff for this, for the volunteers. So there's a copy of an ordinance in there. I want to look at that copy, and Craig's been getting one for me so we can compare the two and get that started so that we can get this done for the volunteer firemen and get a tax credit for them under the state law.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
And Mr. Suchovich?
We have nothing at this time.
Mrs. Loalbo?
Yeah, I have disheartening news. I assure everybody, my council, got my pictures. The sign at the crib, somebody vandalized it, broke it again for the second time. I know they put a notice out on Facebook and with a reward. Different residents of that Andy as well. I know there's been a few names tossed around to who may have done it, and I do want to thank whoever cleaned it up. I was unable to clean it, so Dawn, did you get? Did the street crew? I know I left the message with you.
I don't know if the street crew got up there to clean it up or not. It might have been cleaned up before they got up there, but I did ask them to go up and clean it up. And I told them not to do anything with it until I knew what we were going to do. If we wanted to try doing the same thing again, or if we want to do something different, I don't know what we want to do with that. We had suggestions to make it plexiglass and not glass, and it's already plexiglass and they're still breaking it, so I don't even know what to do, unless you put a cage over it and then...
There was, if I may, I don't have it on here. I got one of the residents that said where he works, I guess it's like a, I can't remember the name of it. It's supposed to be stronger than plexiglass.
Like a Lexan.
Yeah, that's the word. But it's a different name. I've never even heard of the name before. I'm trying to find it. And, you know, he said, give me the size of it, and he'll get one cut through his business. So I got to get back to him. Actually, it was Vince Floda, and I think his buddy Timmy's the one that put that on. There was over 75 shares on that. People spread, people that I don't even know, you know, spread that. A lot of comments, and like Janet said, there were several people that it was up to $125 for, you know, they wanted to give to the borough for a reward also. The chief will have something at the next meeting on that.
Okay.
Him and I talked on that, so there'll be, you know, an update on that at the next meeting.
Mr. Forbeck, was that then that marquee as an Eagle Scout project?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I remembered that.
And I think it's carbon fiber material, and somebody also offered a cut a piece for that. And I think the design can be changed to open off instead of up, so it doesn't hit your head anymore.
Yeah, it opens up. Well, there was a pull, and somebody was taking the pull, you know,
there's some changes can be made.
yeah, I did have.
Is that under warranty from your son? You know, the way
But I know, even just to purchase the letters, to get new letters, which we did last year, it's quite expensive, and those letters are very fragile. I mean, it doesn't take much for them
To snap.
to snap, yeah, so I'm real careful when I do put something up there. So I know I noticed they took the insides out of it too, which was good. So we'll see what we can do to get it done together.
Is there going to be a fine for the vandalism?
I think there should be community service also.
I think there should be.
That would be up to the magistrate, though.
Yeah.
There will be restitution.
Okay.
And if someone did come forward with a name and if there was a conviction, that too could be added on to the damages, and that would be up to the judge also.
Okay.
If he paid for the reward, whoever, if the kid had whoever done it would have to pay for the reward. That would also be up to the judge too.
Okay.
Did you speak to the chief today?
No, yesterday.
Okay. Because I think he spoke with the mother and the son.
Well, he'll have an update, I told him the next meeting when he's here. So,
I was supposed to speak about the sewer too. That's been all taken care of. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Provenza.
I attended the Banner Community Luncheon presentation down at 1 Oxford Center. Was very well attended, and I will make a presentation at our regular meeting next month. Also, I volunteered at the spaghetti dinner. It was very well attended, and I'm sure Angela may have some. I'll leave it to her to do some extra add-on to what I'm saying. And also, newsletter's out. I hope everybody liked it.
very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
When's the next one? When do the articles and that have to be in for the next one?
The next one. I would say by the 12th of April.
April 12th?
Yes.
Articles due. And when will the next one be out?
I would say hopefully the 19th.
Of April?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The only thing from special committees, the COG, there's a meeting tomorrow evening over in Harmerville. And council will now hear comments from the public on public-related items. Please come to the podium, clearly state your name and address, and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Dave Matlin, 722 Verona Street. So on our street, Verona Street, there's a series of potholes that have gotten larger and larger over the last couple months.
They certainly have.
I know it's probably not the only spot in the borough. I know there's sinkholes and everything else, but I guess, and I know that a hot patch is probably too early in the season for that. But there's one in front of our house that's it's just down to dirt and rubble. And there's big chunks of asphalt that I've had to pick out of the roads that don't get kicked up.
What's your address again?
722 Brunel. So right in front of our house, there's a bad one, and then right next at the intersection with Bluff, kind of towards Center, there's another series of, and then right before Cobblestones at South, it's also pretty bad. It's all over the street. Like I said, I'm sure it's not the only one in the borough, but I just wanted to find out if the big chunks, I put them off to the side on the sidewalk to get them out of the.
I'll have the road department, I'll call them in the morning. As long as it's not pouring down rain, they'll come up and pick those pieces up and get rid of them and cold patch the holes. And again, like you said, it's temporary because no asphalt plants are open right now, so we can't hot patch it. And maybe that's a road we have to look into for our asphalting project.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Just take a note of it.
Okay.
If there is like a paving plan, if that's something that could.
Yeah, we usually don't look into that until,
about April, May, we start talking about it, so I'll definitely get up there myself, take a look at it. We don't have a master plan quite yet, but I do make sure I try to prioritize the roads that get paved. I did talk to AJ today. He is gearing up to do hot patches. They still have the salt equipment on, and the plants don't open until about April 1st, so Yeah, it'll be here soon enough, but I understand the big hole, so they'll get it taken care of.
Yeah, we'll get it temporary for now.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate it. I just wanted to at least make you all aware so that you could start planning for whenever it's, able to be squeezed in. So,
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wanted to report real quick. The Garden Club had their spaghetti dinner fundraiser on Saturday. It was a huge success. We had a huge turnout. We had a lot of money donations from some of the businesses and beautiful basket donations from Janet, from the rec board, and Patty did a beautiful basket. Mayor Recupero, gift certificates. It was very, very successful. And with the money that we raised, we have enough to cover the baskets.
Good.
So I wanted to thank everybody for all their help, to Ed, Bob, and Julie, was our chefs.
Everybody did a nice job.
Right.
It was very,
It was beautiful.
very nice.
Yeah. So
A lot of
thank you.
people,
Thank
too.
you, everybody that helped me.
Angela, I just got some questions about the garden club. How long have you been president there?
2 years, I think. Somewhere around 2 years, roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the club have a mission statement or bylaws or anything? So are you planning on legitimizing the club, or?
I really don't know how to go about doing that. Unless somebody wants to help me do that. I really didn't think on that line. No.
I think it's a lot of paperwork, 501c, and,
That I kind of studied into. It is a lot, and it's very expensive, and we don't have the funds to do it. It's very expensive, and there is a lot of paperwork, and they do suggest having attorneys and accountants help you with it. It's not something that I could do on my own. I'd have to have help.
okay. How long's the garden club been a club?
I've been involved probably for about 6 years. It was in place when I started. I don't know, I think it goes way back, but I couldn't tell you how many years it's been.
It has been 110, I think.
No, I don't think it has been more than 10
I think
either.
it started when I got on
About
council.
6 years ago
Yeah.
when I started coming.
I think
So it's about 10 years, about 10 years.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's not a whole lot of us, but I'm starting to.
There
try
used to
build-
be.
Yeah, but I'm starting to try to build it up, reaching out. A couple of the ladies over in the Blackridge Garden Club are going to help me with, we have a plant sale May 5th, and they're going to help me with that, because this is my first one, so they're going to help me, walk me along the steps, where to go to buy the plants, plant auctions to go, bring them in cheap, so we can sell them, make a little bit of a profit. So I'm excited about that.
Oakmont
has one.
Oakmont has one. Are they, I mean, like theirs is very
Well,
productive.
Yeah, they have 50 members, and they all grow their plants. They start way back and grow their plants, and then it was suggested that we ask people to dig up a couple plants in their yard to donate for that sale. I have several plants that I could dig up, put in a pot, bring it down here and sell it, so we're gonna try that route.
Where would you have that? Out here?
Right here at Railroad Park. I've already got a permit today for that. So. And it'll be from 9 a.m. till noon, Saturday, May 5th.
Thank you.
No, Matt, poison ivy ain't a plant, so don't go digging it up.
I was just thinking you better be careful when you ask people to move down.
Why don't you just sit
Maybe
there?
the chief might sit there.
Are you falling apart over?
Yeah, she is. So I told her just to sit. Her sciatica is not doing well. So.
Yeah, well, I brought some papers in to let you look at and talk about. I tried to get a game of chance license for our community day, to sell tickets starting like now and have the drawing the day of our community day. I talked to the county, and then they had someone call me back, and it was one of the troopers, and he explained to me, and he said I didn't want to have a lottery ticket drawing. He said you should have just a random ticket, and he didn't explain why. And but he said that it was $125, but it was, and asked me how long, and I said, well, it's from now until August to sell them, and then we'll pick it that day. And so he says, well, this license is just a one-thing deal. That's what he told me.
I looked at these,
Don't use it for anything
I
else.
looked at this. This is for an annual thing. It's for 1 year. It's 1 year for any drawings that you want to do for that. It's $125.
And it's for nobody else but us.
But nobody but the Chamber of Commerce
Yeah.
sponsoring it. That's what it is.
That's fine with me, either or, but I'm explaining just what he told me on the phone, and so we wanted to do that. I went to Ewing's, and Kevin said it was time for the council to step up and take liability for what we're doing this year, and I never knew who covered it before.
What you need the money, you need the money for the license.
No, we were going to pay for the license, for the community there. But Kevin said, no, it has to be from whoever fills it out. Council has to fill it out. So he gave me a letter, the old application from 2015. He said it's cut and dry to fill out. You just need secretary, president, and everybody's,
Yeah, but I don't know the council can fill that out for small games of chance.
I don't think we can, and I don't know what he needs.
He wanted to go on it every day because he needed it for the festival, for their gambling tables and stuff. That's what he got it for.
Yeah, but see, that council was not involved in that. That was chamber and people.
We'll talk to Kevin and find out what he's saying, so we can figure that out.
All I know is from the county, they just told me that I just needed to get the address. What did they say? I know you need to show lease from the building and all the stuff, but, so.
You gonna call him?
Yeah, I'll call Kevin. I'll call Kevin tomorrow and find out what we need to do.
And also, may I have some pictures on here? So that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Sandy, I have a question. I read this while I was listening. Can we apply for some of the alleys for this Allegheny County Conservation?
I've already talked with Matt about this.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
I have to contact them because the state let out a notification that this year there would be no low volume. There would only be dirt and gravel. So we can definitely look into, if that's the case, we can look into down by the rowing club, getting some new driving surface aggregate, filling some of the holes. We were hoping that if they had low volumes, we were going to look at that alley between Parker North.
I was just going to ask you.
Even with the low volume, they don't pay for asphalt. They only pay for the trench repair, but they like to focus on drainage problems. And that's a big problem that's occurring up there is the drainage, so we could at least get that done before paving it. So I got to contact them to see if the statement they sent out was actually true. If so, we're only going to be able to look for down by the rowing club, fixing that up down there, but I'll find out.
Did you say the alley is strictly for drainage? They won't cover up that little piece of asphalt?
They'll cover it. The purpose of it is not for repaving. It's for drainage or to resurface dirt and gravel roads. So they'll pay for trench repair or things like that. And if the trench repair is 50% of the asphalt area, they have a little bit of leeway in there. But they do like to see, they're not going to accept a project just for paving. They're going to want to see a drainage project that might have a little bit of paving in it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
and just one thing, Jessica, at the last meeting, you had offered to work with the communication committee, and our Carrie Del Rosso, who's our marketing person, was here, and she thought that was a great idea. So she was wondering if there's a time when, like, we could sit down and talk with her. Sylvia is the chairperson. So are you more available during the day or more available in the evenings, or?
The evenings.
Evenings?
But I work out of my house, so usually I can be somewhere by 5 for sure.
Okay.
4:30 in the day.
Very good. Thank you. Can I have? Bob? Okay.
I have a couple of quick items. In reference to what you were saying earlier about the trash and so forth, for some reason everything's getting a little out of hand as far as garbage and junk in the alleyways. I put out another a bundled letter to the North Avenue, the 500 block, Poplar Street, the 400 block, Center Avenue portion of the 400 block and Heron and Bruno streets. And one of the things I added in is that there's been a lot of furniture now people are putting out, and there's just furniture sitting there. So I've noticed in the last couple of weeks that it's been building up that way. So in addition to that note that we had sent out earlier, there's a bulk waste pickup number. It's a 1-800 number through. So that information was added in there also. On another item, I had been talking with the OBR people, and there's a possibility that we can have, I have 10 applications that have been turned into us. So those kids are available. I have not interviewed them yet. I'd like council's approval to go ahead and interview them. We could have all 10 if we so chose. And AJ, I told AJ I'd talk to you about this, Tom. If there's 2 or 3 that are exceptional, if he wanted to use them, they'd be available to him. But one of the things that OBR is going to provide us with, again, is the supervisors, but there'll be 1 supervisor per 3 students. So that's a lot more supervision than we had last year. We had the 4 kids with 1 supervisor. So that's a plus for us, and I think it'd be nice maybe if we could possibly get these kids involved with Public Works.
I don't think that'll be an issue.
It helps with the parks and everything.
Yes.
So, as far as the additional program, which is during the school year, we still have to talk to Denise Mace about that. She's going to be leaving the program soon. And on another note, back to OBR, they also have a placement service. That one meeting that I've gone to, it was a type of orientation meeting, but they do provide a placement service, which can be huge. So there's a lot of potential where, as a borough, we can take advantage of the OBR, even with that placement service. So the other note was, there are 3, possibly 4 properties for demolition, and if you'd like, we can speak about that in the exec session too. So these are properties that have been condemned years ago in 16, 15, and 14. They're still up. They were recommended for demolition. These 3 of them are on 4th Street and 4th Street Extension. And they're in pretty bad shape. Taxes haven't been paid. The yards are overgrown.
I think that was a money thing. That's why we weren't able to take them down. I don't think we were able to get money.
So, and Matt had mentioned to me today possibly some type of grant through the county.
Through the county.
Yeah, that we can possibly look at for demolition.
Okay.
That's it.
Bob, when you interview the kids, I would like Jerry and myself to be there.
Okay.
Okay?
So we'll choose the time?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, motion to adjourn to exec session?
I'll make a motion to adjourn to exec session.
Do we have to return?
David? No? Okay. Motion by Mr. McCarthy, second by Mrs. Provenza. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Nice meeting.